by cosmic impacts have structures that resemble ones made by microbes on Earth. Although much research since then suggests chemical rather than biological explanations for these structures, the debate continues. These findings do raise the tantalizing possibility that life on Earth actually originated on Mars long ago, carried here on meteorites. I mean, you, me, and your dog may not be Martians by birth, but we were all Martians by ancestry. Number 6. Marine on Mars for 17 years. A former U.S. Marine has claimed he spent 17 years of his career on Mars. The ex-naval infantryman, who uses the pseudonym Captain K, says he was posted to the Red Planet to protect 5 human colonies from indigenous Martian life forms. He claims he then spent nearly 3 years serving in a secret space fleet run by a multinational organization called the Earth Defense Force, which recruits military personnel from countries including the US, Russia, and China. In testimony released to Exo News TV, Captain K said he was trained to fly 3 different types of space fighters and 3 bombers. He added that training took place on a secret moon base called Lunar Operations Command, Saturn's moon Titan, and in deep space. Captain K says he retired after a 20-year tour of duty, describing a retirement ceremony on the moon that he claims was presided over by VIPs, including ex-Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. Number 5. Mars is two-faced. Did you know Mars is two-faced? And not because it lied about cheating on us with Mercury, which we would totally understand. Mercury is super hot. No. Mars is two-faced because its northern and southern hemispheres are vastly different in terms of terrain. The southern hemisphere is craggy, rough, and full of craters, and the northern hemisphere is as smooth as a baby's bottom. It's one of the flattest places in the solar system, and scientists are unable to explain why. But theories put forward include the possibility that a huge ocean covered this area, or that an object the size of Pluto must have hit Mars on its southernmost side at some point in history. What we do know, however, is that Mars should definitely show its northern hemisphere when it comes to picture day. Number 4. Is there water today? Water has been detected on Mars in the form of ice at the poles and at mid-latitudes. But is there any flowing water on the red planet today? Scientists didn't believe so at first, because Mars' atmospheric pressure is thought to be far too low to allow water to remain as a liquid on the surface for any significant period of time. But in September 2015, NASA confirmed that the rover Curiosity had discovered the presence of flowing water on Martian slopes during the warmest months of the year. This isn't water you could drink, though, as it's unbelievably salty. It's actually a brine you could preserve some fish in there maybe, but it's not something you'd want to gulp down on a hot day. Nevertheless, flowing water on Mars was still a major discovery, and scientists now believe that less salinated rivers or wells may also exist deep within the planet as groundwater. Number 3. Stonehenge on Mars. The latest discovery, seen using high-resolution images of the Martian surface, a mysterious circle of stones have been spotted on top of a raised mound on the planet. Dubbed Marshenge, alien enthusiasts have been comparing it to the famous stone circle at Stonehenge in Wiltshire, England. The strange cluster of stones has already triggered theories that it may have been built by aliens. However, experts have in the past said such stone circles may form as a result of natural processes that also occur here on Earth. Number 2. Mars Methane Mystery. In 2005, the European Space Agency's Mars Express detected small yet significant quantities of methane in the atmosphere of Mars. Methane can be produced by volcanic activity, but much of the methane in our own atmosphere is produced by life. And since neither cows nor human dads are prevalent on Mars, we don't know where this gas is coming from. Methane can only exist for around 300 years in the Martian atmosphere, so whatever is creating it has done so within the past few centuries, or alternatively, it is still producing it today. In March 2016, a joint mission by the Europeans and Russians resulted in the launch of the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, and in October, their lander, named after Martian Canal theorist Skipper Raleigh, will separate and touch down on the planet. The hope is that the Skipper Raleigh lander will help us understand where this methane is coming from, which raises the distinct possibility that October 2016 could be the date we finally find out is there. Number 1. Life on Mars. The first spacecraft to successfully land on Mars, NASA's Viking 1, began a mystery that remains tantalizingly unsolved. Is there evidence of life on Mars? Viking represented the first and so far only attempt to search for life on Mars, and its findings are hotly debated today. Viking had detected organic molecules such as methyl chloride and dichloromethane. However, these compounds were dismissed as terrestrial contamination, namely cleaning fluids used to prepare the spacecraft when it was still on Earth. The surface of Mars is very hostile to life as we know it, in terms of cold, radiation, hyperaridity, and other factors. Still, there are numerous examples of life surviving in extreme environments on Earth, such as the cold, dry soils of the Antarctic dry valleys and the hyper-arid Atacama Desert in Chile. There is life virtually wherever there is liquid water on Earth, and the possibility that there were once oceans on Mars leads many to wonder if life ever evolved on Mars, and if so, whether it might be extant. Answering these questions might help shed light on how common life may or may not be in the rest of the universe. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up on my next video.